We're often told that magazines have died, and in a way, I understand where it's coming from, because if you look at the figures year to year, print publications are actually dying. But I think that the term magazines are dead, to be honest, is actually quite dangerous. And I think, to be honest, probably we would die before magazines die. So what magazines are, we have to really define that. Magazines, to me, really, is that they are content producers, and what makes them quite distinct is really about what Chris mentioned, curation. They produce very curated content that is usually quite different from what is out there. But if you think about content curation, then why has print died? Just recently, last year, I subscribed to the Harvard Business Review, and I told myself, I'm sure some of you may have done this in terms of print, and I think, okay, I'm going to try read every month, and maybe read a few articles, and really trying to put it into a routine. But what I found out was the subscription just kept piling up there, and I wasn't really reading it. And I think this is why print has died, because first thing is, although there are a lot of good content within Harvard Business Review, probably 2 or 3 articles I found relevant. So the first aspect really relates to what Mitch was saying about personalization. Although the content was highly curated, it was not really personalized to me. Then the second thing as well is that besides reading it, I also want to talk to my friends about it. It's actually quite hard to share something in print. In a world today that is so open access and so easily shareable in terms of digital space, this really is something that you can't do in print. And in terms of the advertising clients, they're also trying to reach people, but the consumption behavior in terms of content consumption has actually changed a lot through the years. And this is why they say that magazines are dead. Now, to answer the question, has digital platforms taken over? Definitely. But I think magazines, they still have a certain life. And magazines, for me, is a brand and its totality of all its channels. And you're seeing that magazines are now going digital. They're on websites, they're on YouTube, they have their own platforms, they're on social media as well. And yes, definitely the engagement numbers and the reach has dropped, but that's because there's so much more content producers out there. But the case for magazines, I think, is still the fact that they are quite high quality in terms of content that's actually produced, and then that has its own level of engagement with people. So yes, anyone here could potentially, maybe a lot of people might try to be a content producer and influencer. But generally what you find with magazines, they have the model, a journalistic model, which is why maybe they have a different type of principle that applies to content production, how they market to people, and that engages different people. And in today's omni-channel world, where people are consuming content from everywhere, magazines themselves is actually an avenue of marketing as well. Nowadays, there's a lot of focus on influencer marketing as well in general. And why is that? Because they're relatively cheaper than some of the other options out there in terms of actually promoting something. And you see the numbers, they have a massive audience, and you think, you go with it. But when you think about the context of what an influencer is, it's really social media, what's provided to us, has really allowed us to really access and build communities. And these influencers are people that we look up to and we sort of trust. They have all this influence over us. And one of the reasons why potentially the content is so engaging is because we trust them. So if you see someone that you idolize and follow, and they're recommending something that might hit with you. But I think nowadays, because it's just so easy to fake it, to buy these followers, to really develop this online persona, that first of all, a lot of the numbers could be fake. The second is, well, what are the ethics behind the influencers? Because a lot of them could just be pushing out products because there's money in it. And then what I think, maybe I'm being a bit controversial, but this could potentially be a bubble. Because, for example, last year you actually pulled out from social media influencers' advertising budget because it wasn't really giving them the sort of ROIs they're looking for, the metrics. So, if you really think about it, yeah, you could spend a lot of money on an influencer to try and reach a massive audience. But I think what's more important is really to find influencers that have high engagement, that are really quite, or seem to be trustworthy in the eyes of the followers. And sometimes these are people that might not be a person that has a lot of followers, but they tell a personalized story. And why I say it's helpful is because, if an influencer, a big one today, is just taking all sorts of different sponsored content, then the audience will eventually pick up, okay, that's one thing, I see it today, I forget it tomorrow. So I think in terms of startups and businesses looking to, find an influencer to work with, it's important for you to find one that has this sort of engagement talking about. It's not just another technically human billboard. I think the next potential rise is actually a hybrid, what I would call maybe a journalistic influencer. What I mean is, nowadays, a lot of magazines are dying, especially the print ones. yet a lot of them have actually gone online. And a lot of the top journalists, they've actually themselves come out to start channels, to start Instagram pages, YouTube channels, and they're producing really engaging content because they have the resources to do so, and they have a totally different sort of set of principles, and they're highly engaging. So, for example, Fox, I'm not sure if it's a really good publication, they make amazing videos. Some of them are actually sponsored, and immediately when you look at it, it's actually quite different from what an influencer is doing or what a YouTube influencer is doing. So the way I see it is, when social media would proliferate and grew, you have people who start to become influencers. I think the next wave is a lot of these influencers, the bad ones, they will start to slowly die off, but the really good ones will stay, and they'll become a new caliber of marketing, a totally different sort of landscape. To answer the original question, I think production for a startup begins the moment you start up. Because today, consumers are so complicated. All of us are so complicated. We no longer buy a phone just because it's a phone. We buy it for its meaning as well. And you have to start thinking about what sort of meaning you're putting up, and in terms of marketing it up. And you can do it through content production. You can do it in-house if you have the capability. Outsource it if you have the funds. But this begins the very moment that basically you start a business. I want to really introduce a potential hack to this. So yes, you can potentially pay digital marketing agencies, but also you can do PR, because nowadays with digital media, a lot of publications are online, and a lot of them have audience. And what you can do is you can approach them and really make yourself visible through them. And people can learn more about you, because now, let's say today you start a business, it's no longer enough to just search up the name of your business and then there's no reference. People want to know what your brand represents, what is the USP, what it stands for. Because of the internet, because of how accessible information is today and how everything is transparent, we are all in the PR game. And this starts the very moment you start up. If you want to be a business today, you have to be thinking. There's always a great debate whether to do it in-house or whether to outsource. This is something that we dealt with as well, because we started as a publication. So I would say this, when you're in-house, you can control a lot of things. You can really control how your brand is in terms of consistency. At the same time, sometimes your CMO or your marketing team, they might not be very capable, and that's when you really seek out help. And when you really think about marketing campaigns, it's also quite advisable to seek out help from these agencies, because they're the ones that can really know what works and what doesn't. Because what they have, what you don't have, is that they have the experience of working with so many different companies out there. So what I'm trying to say is that it's important for startups not just be too siloed within their own culture and think that's it, because we're profitable, it's all right, we don't have to consider anything else. That's how you land behind, and that's when you start to report back. It's important to be open to outside opinion as well and help. And that's why I see a really big case of digital agencies. To answer the question, I think content production, marketing, and PR starts the moment you start up. Nowadays, as an entrepreneur, you have to think about it. We no longer exist in a world where there's no internet and there's just a billboard and that's it. Everyone today, we're on our phones. Every day we're consuming content. From the moment we wake up to 3, 4 a.m. or trying to sleep and watching a random YouTube video, we're doing that all the time. And if you want to reach your customer, you have to be there at every touch point through your voice. And it's important. It's a challenge, but the ones that are successful, they're the ones that really build the brand and they achieve that competitive advantage. So I really like what Chris just mentioned, very, very valid points. And the really key aspect is this. In terms of marketing a product, be it a startup product or be it a service, there are really different avenues for different things. You might, for example, go to an influencer to build massive awareness, and usually they have massive reach in a very personal way. But then for things that are perhaps a bit more complicated, you might go to a different avenue to build more understanding of the product and the service. Magazines could potentially be the avenue. But really, the key thing that I really took from Chris's speech is the fact that today, to the earlier question, it is so much more interactive. It's no longer a one-way street where I print a physical copy of something with 10 articles, and it might hit some people, might not. It's about also people interacting with what you're putting out, and that sort of guides the direction of consumption as well. Startups that are able to know who their customers are, who their potential buyers are, what they want, what the startup company can offer to them, and how they will get the message across. They have a very strong case and a very strong message.
Good job. Okay. I saw a few sleepy people wake up. Okay. Yeah.